Flores shot down any reports that Miami was only giving Tua a tryout this year before deciding whether they need to look at other quarterbacks in next year's draft. So Flores told reporters, quote, "We believe in developing players. That would be the opposite of giving someone a 10-game audition." Yes, Shannon, do you agree here?
I do. I like the Dolphins plan. The offensive coordinator is Chan Gailey, and Skip, I know people don't know this, but Chan Gailey was my position coach when I first got to Denver as a wide receiver. So I know Chan a little bit. And what Chan will do, he will bring him along slowly, like he brought me along slowly. It's like, okay, Shannon, we're going to put you in the game, and you got these 10 plays. Just don't mess these 10 plays up.
Yep.
And for Tua, Skip, when you get a scoop and score touchdown, you get a punt return touchdown. So now they're not going to ask you to go out there and throw the ball 25, 30 times. We're not going to put you in harm's way. We saw the first time we dropped you back to pass, Donald knocked the ball out of your hand, and Aaron Brockers, Michael Brockers, tried to plant you through the turf in whatever, the Hard Rock Stadium. So I believe moving forward, as the games progress, he'll get more and more on his plate. It's kind of like a child. Okay, you eat all that, you'll get some more. Well, you handle that, we'll put more. And I believe in this situation, they'll put more. Arizona doesn't have the pass rush that the Rams had, Skip.
No.
Now, their secondary might be, equally as good.
You love Buda Baker?
I love Buda Baker. Pat P is the equivalent of J. Ram. So, but it's that initial, that front seven that I think the Rams are better, and I think Tua will have more time to do things. And they'll, like I said, I think Chan will do a good job of like, okay, this is what we want you to do. This is how we're gonna ask you to do more, Skip. You can't get by winning a whole bunch of games, completing 12 passes. Miami's good defensively. They're not that good. And so I believe what Brian Flores says, that they're not auditioning. And even if they were auditioning, they're not going to be in position to get one of the Justin Fields or the Trevor Lawrences. So that's wishful thinking. I think they're trying to put him out there to see, do we need to get offensive line? Do we need to get a wide receiver? Do we need to get a running back? What else do we need? And I like Miami secondary because you see, Skip, what they got out there, they got two guys that play a lot of zero coverage. So it might be, but you better not miss, because that little guy in the backfield, you miss, he gonna hit his head on the goalpost. So, I remember last time Tua and Kyler Murray hooked up. What happened, Skip? You remember that?
One played for Alabama.
No, Skip.
The other played for an Oklahoma team that had the worst good team defense I've ever seen in the history of college football. And Kyler gave them a scare.
He gave them a scare.
Yeah.
I mean, Tua had more touchdowns than incompletion. What kind of scare is that?
Kyler had over 400 combined yards.
Skip, his game was out of hand. Because you remember it was 7-0. Y'all had the ball first. Y'all didn't do nothing with it. We got 7-0. Gave y'all the ball again. Y'all didn't do nothing. 14-0. Gave y'all the ball again. Didn't do nothing. 21. I mean, after that, it was over.
And you decided Kyler Murray couldn't play pro football. You basically did.
I said he would have a hard time, considering that how he struggled early on against Alabama. Okay, Skip, I was wrong. He looks to be like, wow. Not looks to be, I mean, for what I've seen his first year and his second year, he's much improved from first to second year. He's only going to get better. So, Skip, I was wrong.
Okay.
You were right.
Thank you. I fear I'm going to be right about Tua. I love what Brian Flores said yesterday, because he had to say, what else is he going to say? Yeah, we're auditioning him. He can't say that publicly. He has to defend the kid and try to reinforce the fact that he is now the starting quarterback for a team that's got a chance to win this division. It was a bold, gutsy move by Brian Flores. By the way, he is a Coach of the Year candidate for sure.
Oh,
and if this thing takes off, he could run away with it.
Well, Mike Tomlin is in the lead right now.
Okay,
for me.
well, okay. But listen, what Brian Flores is doing with that defense, Lord have mercy.
With that team.
well, how about the defense?
The number one in points.
It's number one in points allowed. Number one, the Dolphins' defense has allowed 18.6 points a game ahead of the Ravens, who are at 18.9. Did that not come out of left field? Because I didn't see that coming.
You trip off the old block, Skip. If you remember his last year there, they play a lot of zero coverage. They got corners that can press you, and they'll come get you.
So he took the two New England cast-off. They're not cast-offs, but he took them from New England, Kyle Van Noy and Landon Roberts.
Right.
So they're in the heart of that defense. And he's got Jerome Baker and Eric Rowe on one corner, who used to be at New England for a little while. and Christian Wilkins and Emmanuel Ogbah and that Van Ginkel who came from Wisconsin who can rush the passer.
Well, the Rowe is really the slot guy because
Yep.
you got Byron Jones and Xavier and Howard.
And, of course, my guy Byron Jones has been in and out of the lineup with injuries because he always is. Okay, so is it possible that Tua becomes a game manager for a top-flight defense? Yeah, maybe. Because last week he just game managed. He threw for 93 yards, and they won going away because of turnovers, right?
Right.
Forced turnovers. Okay, so the reason I believe they're auditioning Tua is because I just connect the dots. There were widespread reports before the draft that they favored Joe Burrow, that they tried to trade up with Cincinnati, and Cincinnati didn't want to hear about it, wouldn't even take their phone calls, basically, because they needed the Ohio kid to play in Cincinnati, and he's playing at a supreme level for a bad team.
Passing yards.
Come on.
That's pretty good.
He's a tough kid, too, because he's taking a lot of pounding.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so now Miami sits back, and this is why Adam Schefter of ESPN reported that basically they are auditioning because they'd be crazy not to, because he had reportedly 5 surgeries at Alabama. One of them, the last one.
Well, Skipper, you knew that before you drafted him. Why drafted him? Why draft him then?
That's a very good question. I think you're afraid not to because he's obviously talented. He's a dart thrower.
Right.
If you give him time, he will throw darts. But then you have to wonder, to whom was he throwing those darts? Well, 2 of his receivers went 12th and 15th in the first round this past draft, Ruggs and Judy. That's pretty good. Yeah. And 2 of them might even go higher this time. And I'm talking about Devontae and Jalen Waddle, who I'm knocking on wood for him. I hope he gets well soon. Right. But that's 4 first-round picks that you're throwing passes to, protected by, wait a second, an NFL pipeline of an offensive line.
Yeah, 2 top 10 offensive line, but Leatherwood is going to be a first-rounder pick. The center might be a first or high second-round pick.
Okay, so Tua measured about 6 feet tall, a little taller than Kyler, but he doesn't have Kyler's rifle because Kyler's got a big gun.
Right.
Boy, he can really throw the deep ball.
And although he's a little bigger, Skip, he's not as sturdy as Kyler is either.
He is not. So injury prone. Shannon always told me, hurt in college, hurt in the pros.
Yeah, that's a bad sign.
So you have to see how he does. So I don't know if you want to call it an audition or just let's see what we got.
Well, maybe that is an audition. Maybe we're trying to see these 10 games. Can the kid stay healthy?
Can you stay healthy?
Not audition him to get rid of him, but can he stay healthy?
Right.
We got our guy.
Okay. Did we overvalue him because of the talent around him at Alabama and Sarkisian's scheme at Alabama? Maybe.
Right.
Let's see. Let's see how he performs under fire for a good team that's